We have 6 proposals for the UCP to implement, which would help make schools safer and keep them open. First, the UCP must address and assess public reports and share that information publicly about absentee rate and infection rates that are projected for school staff. This will give us all a picture of whether schools will be forced to close again due to a lack of staff. We need to have a candid conversation based on data. Second, the UCP must provide immediate funding to move substitute teachers onto contracts for the remainder of the school year. We have seen schools repeatedly forced to close because there simply aren't enough teachers, and that's likely to happen again if we don't change things. The UCP needs to move aggressively to get ahead of that problem. Third, the UCP must provide N95 masks for staff and students. The masks Minister LaGrange is offering are inadequate, and I was very disappointed to hear her try to conceal this by calling them medical grade. Medical professionals continue to point out that N95 masks offer the best protection against airborne spread, and we now know COVID is airborne. Medical grade masks are not necessarily N95 masks, and N95s are what we need. Results. Fourth, an effective safety measure is to install HEPA filters. Public health officials agree that COVID is airborne and that air filters can help reduce the risk of spreading COVID in confined spaces. We're also proposing that schools have carbon dioxide detectors, and these are portable and inexpensive. They measure how effectively a school's ventilation system is at refreshing air in classrooms. Fifth, we're renewing our call for funding for hiring a mental health counselor for each Alberta school. And lastly, the UCP must create an Alberta Learn from Home Fund to support families when their kids are forced to stay at home. It's inevitable that some and possibly all families will go through this again, and it creates real costs for families at a time when everything is already getting more and more expensive. So this fund would provide $500 for every student and $750 for students who have complex needs.
So I think the time that it would take to put them into place would depend to some degree on the degree to which that work has already been underway and or some school boards are already working on it. But at the end of the day, here's what we know, is that we have to be able to set up our schools so that when kids return, they are safe and that schools stay open. Some of these proposals will take longer than others, but at the end of the day, we must make sure that our kids are going back to schools that are safe and will remain open.